Hello friends and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Happy October. Yes, it is October 1st. I can't believe it. I'm in denial because I can't believe the year has gone by this fast, but I am embracing it. I love fall. I think fall is it probably honestly is my favorite time as a gardener. It's cooler, it's a little bit of a slower pace. We get to just kind of take it easy and enjoy the gardens, not so much of a rush of getting the plants in as we do in the spring. So today I am kicking off October. We are going to be planting some fall annuals. Yes, we're going to have flowers throughout the fall and the winter because we are in North Carolina, a zone 8A. That is the benefit that we get from surviving our heat and humidity in the summertime, is that we get to have flowers in the fall and winter. So we're going to do a container with some beautiful full sun flowering annuals for the fall. Then we're going to put together a window box full of evergreen, shade-tolerant perennials that are going to give us color and structure throughout the entire winter. And we are going to be adding some very cool, very unique pansies to the landscape. You have never probably ever seen anything like this before. We are testing them out. The breeders, they sent us some to try out. I am so excited about them. So I'm going to show you those in just a minute. So we're just going to have fun in the garden. It is a cloudy day. We actually got some rain last night, and so we are embracing it. I've got Brenna here with me. We're just going to have some fun here in the garden. So first of all, this window box that is right here is part of course, the newly expanded shade garden here. It has caladiums in it. It is like a half circle. So we're going to fill this in and have some fun doing some shade-loving, shade-tolerant perennials, because especially in the wintertime, that area does not get a lot of sun. I have tried pansies and violas before, and they flopped, literally. They just do not do well. So I have a little collection right here. And you might notice, if you are familiar with us and this project that we have been doing, I'm going to be repeating some of those plants that I have used in this space. So I kind of laid them out as how they're going to be in the container. So in the back, we have an aspidistra. Aspidistra is a cast iron plant. It is a shade-loving, drought-tolerant, evergreen perennial for the South. And this one is called Tiny Tank. So Tiny Tank is going to be that dwarf cast iron plant. It is going to give me that beautiful dark green upright foliage year round. It is going to be at maturity 1.5 feet tall, 1 to 3 feet wide. The blooms are insignificant. It is very drought tolerant. Aspidistras, cast iron plants, are one of the slowest growing perennials. This is what makes them so drought tolerant, is because they are such a slow grower. So they don't have to have tons of water and food to put all this rapid growth on. So trust me, I'll be lucky if I have any new shoots over the winter on this thing. So it's pretty much going to stay the exact same size that it is. So we're going to have that in the back, kind of as our thriller, and that nice dark green. Then we've got my ever-beloved Everillo Carex. Everillo, we have it in the flower bed. This is a beautiful kind of a mounded habit, bright chartreuse, evergreen grass, a Carex. Love this, and it is gorgeous. So that's going to go on the side, filling in, mounded. And then because we have it already in the flower bed, that will tie in the box with the landscape. We're going to put in a euchera. So this one is from Terra Nova. This is one that I had grabbed from our online inventory. This is Berry Smoothie. And eucheras are beautiful, shade-loving, evergreen. They come in a million different colors. Berry Smoothie, as you can tell, is going to have in those reddish maroon colors. Gorgeous. And this will be a nice kind of mounted habit to me, for me in this container. So we have got Berry Smoothie. And then just because I want to have a little bit of a trailer, this is the only time, literally, y'all, the only time I will ever use ivy is in a container, really, because English ivy can be very invasive in the garden. So we only use it in a container. But it has kind of that bluish hue to it. This particular one, I don't know if it has a name on it. I can't remember which one this one is. But it does have that bluish hue of those older leaves on it. And then their new leaves have kind of that chartreuse with that creamy edge. So this will be really fun to give me a little bit of a spiller in this container. So the container, like I said, that it is going in is going to be right here. This is our kitchen sink is there, and so I will be able to kind of peer over and see it. We've got some caladiums in there, so we are going to completely empty out this container and fill it up with new soil, because caladiums stop growing when temperatures get to like 50 degrees and lower. We haven't hit 50 degrees yet. We're still quite warm. However, they're looking a little sad. And I am in the mood to put in some fall containers, so that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to take this off, dump everything out, including the soil. We're going to put brand new fresh soil in there. And to make life easier, because I have to get to this container, we are going to go ahead and cut down the Aurelia Sun King. There's actually 2 of them right here. It is going dormant. It literally is shrinking before my very eyes. And so you can see, like underneath here, all this brown. She's tired. She's not putting on new growth. In fact, she is with her little flowers right here. So the flowers are very insignificant. It's putting on the berries. Those are the little seed pods. So if you don't want your Aurelia to go ahead and drop babies, which this one did like one summer, and then they petered out, like they didn't take, so it was fine. But yes, I am just going to go ahead and shear it down, clean this up. One, because it looks a bit messy for me out here, and so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And 2, it'll make it get to that box so much easier. So that's what we're going to do first. Cut this down to the ground. Literally, take your Felcos and cut it to the ground. It's going dormant. Trust me, you're not going to hurt it. It will be fine. We're cutting it to the ground. Take that off, empty it out, fill it with fresh soil. I've got my biotone. Just stay tuned. Sit back, relax, watch me work. Let's have fun together in the garden. All right, my friends, I'm telling you, gardening in the fall is just fantastic. It's slower. I feel less rushed. It's cooler. It's lovely. Like, it's great being outside. It's fantastic. And I feel like I can do things as they come around to me. So first of all, it is a massive difference getting rid of the Aurelia Sun King. Again, I do have 2 of them, because when I planted them years ago, it was probably, gosh, I would say 6 years ago that they've been in the ground. I had no idea that they were going to love this space as much as they do. So there's one here and there's one there. Of course, when they grow, they look like one big, huge one. But they are completely herbaceous. So when that first freeze comes, they literally just die to the ground, just like hostas will. So it does not hurt them whatsoever to go ahead and just cut them straight to the ground. So you can probably see the little stalks right there. I did have that bag of Daddy Pete, because I like to do, when I do containers, to go ahead and top dress with some mulch. So I went ahead and laid it down where the Sun Kings were, kind of their foliage was, because when we mulched this bed, obviously we didn't get all up underneath there. So that is all gone and wonderful. I will see you next spring. This, simple, y'all. I keep it simple in the fall. I'm not going to go nuts. I have such a long growing season. We have such extensive gardens that I really keep my fall plantings and containers very, very simple. And this is going to give me color and interest and structure throughout the entire fall, winter, into early spring. I probably, knowing my little songbirds, I will probably have to delay putting in my summer stuff, because I will have birds nest in here. which is fine. And so there you go. You've got the tiny tank, the everillo, the variegated ivy, and then berry smoothie. So ta-da. All you have to do is keep it watered, which I have already done, and easy peasy, and just let it go. So that container, as I tiptoe out of the flower bed, does kind of, coordinate and tie into the rest of the bed. So I have got the tiny tank aspidistra in the container. I've got an aspidistra here that is just a traditional one, and then I have another traditional one in the Savannah urn. Of course, we have got the everillo in the window box. We have got everillos down here on in the flower bed down towards the driveway. We have got a euchera that's kind of in that peachy burgundy maroon color in the window box. And then I've got peachberry ice over here in the Savannah urn. So it all kind of ties in together. It is not completely matchy-matchy, but it does flow and it just kind of pulls the whole bed in together. Now, let's talk about some fun stuff since we're here. I've already gone ahead and placed them out. I have 10 of them. Y'all, I think you're either gonna love them or you're not. I personally think they are the funnest things ever. These are the new Pansies, Pansy Elegance. And this is the Antoinette collection. I have Antoinettes, and then there's another collection as well. But what's so fun about these is, y'all, look, if I can get it, they're double. They're double blooms. And so on this pansy, this is not the traditional pansy that we think of. Look at that. Is that not the coolest thing? So you've got this really like deep, deep color on the inside, and then on the back it's like a light purple. So they're just so fun and funky. Personally, like I said, I love them. My mama took one look at them. She's like, ew, I don't like them. And I was like, Mama. She's like, well, I don't. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So then there's, the Twilight collection. So the Antoinette and the Twilight. But y'all, look how cool those are. So like I said, they sent them to us as a test this year to see, what we think of them. Obviously, I'm going to be putting them in the ground right here. I think they must have put, obviously, 2 plugs in a pot because you've got 2 different varieties right there. So I have a total of 10 of them. Of course, your pansies love the full sun. And so look at that. Isn't that cool? I love it. Cece and Brittany were over here and they were kind of remind me of like a brain, like the shape of a brain. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess that's true as well. So they're just so neat. I just think they are a lot of fun. So obviously we will kind of keep you updated on how they do this year. I got 10 of them. So I'm going to do 3 groups and going down here on this side. And the reason I'm putting them here is because I think, one, because of how like intricate they are, they're not like the big pansy, like a traditional pansy that's really that big, huge bloom on it. Like you want to see these up close, right? So I wouldn't ever plant these in mass to be seen from a distance because you can't appreciate them. These have to be like up close and personal. So that's why I'm going to plant them right here, is because this is going to be the highest visibility space for us in the wintertime, and this will get the full sun. Like I said earlier, I cannot put pansies, violas in any of my containers right here is because they do not get enough sun in the wintertime, and they literally like melt and just disappear. So this should get enough sun right here. Put them in the ground, of course. Use my biotone, so they will go in. We're gonna do that right now. And then, do you see all the trays over here? Because the colors of that will match beautifully, coordinate beautifully with the violas that I'm gonna be planting here in the coming days. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of them, but I got 10 flats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put 3 or 4, we'll see how far it goes, but between each azalea all the way down, and then I'm going to do a collection of them here in the corner of the walkway. So all of those colors will coordinate quite nicely together. So that is what I'm going to do. I am not going to use my auger, my Jenny's Edition auger, simply because I only have 10 of them. I don't want to sling soil everywhere because we just mulched this. So I'm going to pull the mulch back, either probably just use my hori or a little hand trowel and just pop it in, sprinkle a little biotone in there and plop them in there, do the little collection, and then bring the mulch back, because I do not want to sling red mud everywhere and have to remulch that area. Ain't got time for that, y'all. No, no, no. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get these in the ground, and then we've got one more sweet little container to do. I have got the 10 incredible pansies. That's what they're called, very aptly named. The incredible pansies in the ground. I'm already loving them, y'all. You know, I do love me some weird, funky flowers, and I just think they're so cool. So, yeah, very simple. Just got my hand trowel, dug my little hole. Doesn't obviously have to be very deep. Threw just a little bit of a sprinkle of some biotone in there. And because I had 10, I ended up doing 3, 3, and 4 because I started to run out of room down here. So I just thought putting them in those little groups, basically they will get to be 8 feet, 8 inches tall, by 8 to 10 inches wide. So by planting them like this, come the springtime, they should look like one big mound of those sweet little flowers. So we got those in the ground. Of course, as far as the maintenance, what they say, and I would be more apt to do that with these guys because 1, they're in a place where I will remember to see them. 2, I don't have very many of them. And 3, they're kind of one of those specialty plants, right? So they encourage you to deadhead them. So once you have those spent blooms, to go ahead and deadhead them, just pinch them back a little bit, and then fertilize regularly. And what you're going to want to fertilize any of your pansies and violas, really you're just going to have to like look at them. If they, I know that sounds silly, but if they start to, the foliage is a light green or a yellow, that means they need food. And so they need that iron and that nitrogen in there. So we want to feed them for that. And then if you're coming out of, say the coldest months, January, February, you want to hit them with some fertilizer to encourage those blooms. Now, you want to use a liquid fertilizer like the Proven Winners, the water-soluble fertilizer, because that is that instant shot of food that the plant can soak up, as opposed to a time-release fertilizer like a pelleted, whether it's the Proven Winners time-release fertilizer or Osmocote or something like that that's in a pellet form, because that is released by temperature. And obviously in January, February, March, you're not hitting those temperatures that it's going to release the food. So you're wasting your money and it's not doing any good for the plant. So the water soluble comes in real handy. I'm just going to watch them. If they need it, I will give it to them. If they are nice and dark and green from the biotone and they're flowering, I'm going to leave them alone. I'll just pinch them back. Pinch off those dead heads. But other than that, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about water soluble fertilizing. I rarely ever do that with my violas and pansies. That's why I use the compost. That's why I amend my soil and use the biotone. Typically, I don't ever have to do that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head around back in the forest pansy bed, and we have got a unique stone container urn trough thing that I had some summer annuals in. So it is ready for my fall flowering annuals. It's going to give me color and cuteness all through the fall into the winter. I will go ahead and warn you, because all of our time and energy has been spent up front here lately. So the back, she's looking a little rough. She needs some love. So we'll do that in the coming days and weeks. But today, just go ahead and prepare your heart. You're going to see a real garden back there, my friends. All right, my friends, so I got the last planter planted. Let me show you. So obviously I just went ahead and did it and we didn't talk it through. But did you see when I pulled out the summer annuals that they were completely root bound, pot bound? Obviously they were a little bit on the dry side, but the whole entire root ball was the shape of the planter. I will show it to you in just a minute. I still have it in the back of Johnny. So this is going to be a full sun area, obviously, right? So even in the fall and winter, this will be full sun because as you can probably tell, my forest pansy red bud is starting to lose its leaves. And so it's going to be a bit of a mess for the next couple of weeks as it goes ahead and defoliates for the winter. But this is full sun. So I can put all of these annuals in here and they will thrive. So right now, of course, we're on the little skimpy side. That's all right. I want to see this fill in because I have such a long growing season. Come spring, this thing is going to be exploding with color and texture. So I went ahead and put in the back as my thriller. We only have the little small containers of Ms. America. So I put 2 in. I absolutely could have put 1, but I wanted to have more of an impact quicker. So I put Ms. America, that is a mustard. It will stay nice and deep, deep purple, reddish all through the winter, and it will get nice and tall, like it'll get like a foot tall and really fill in. So we did that. Then we had these cutie patootie snapdragons. Now the snapdragons, I did 1 on each side. This is a nice soft pink. This is the Snapshot series, I think. And so they're going to stay a little bit more petite. Now, the likelihood of them surviving the winter is pretty low. So that's okay because they're going to go through the fall. And so while I'm waiting for Ms. America to go ahead and to fill in, my snapdragons on each side are going to do that duty. And then in the winter, when these probably die back, this guy will be big enough and will hold, kind of flow over and hide the fact that they're not there. So then we went ahead and did 2 of the, these are the matrix rose pansies. And so I did 2. Again, I could have done 1, but I wanted to go ahead and bulk it up as quick as I could. So these beautiful pansies, nice deep red, that rose color, going to have a lot of kind of that palette of the pinks, the deeper colors, the deep purples, really fun. So those go in each corner. And then here in the center, and I have a fly, I watered, and so he's drinking water. It's driving me crazy. These are the Cool Wave pansies. And so these are trailing pansies and nice, soft, buttery yellow. So they will come up a little bit and then spill over into over the side. So I do kind of have that thriller, filler, spiller thing going on here with my fall arrangement. But yes, as you can see, this bed is, oh, she is full. And so she has got, yeah, some love is needing to happen around in here. My pinkerific dahlias, I think they're done. So those need to be pulled out. The unplugged blue, while it looks good, I probably could deadhead it. The pollinators certainly are loving it. So yeah, this just is an area that just needs some love and attention for sure, but I will do that on a different day because today's project is complete and I feel quite accomplished with what I got done today. Let me show you, y'all. Look at this. This is why I preach over and over and over again. Replace your soil. If I had tried to chop out those plants and tried to plant those new plants in this, it would not have gone well. I mean, solid, solid. You've got to have room for your roots to grow and get happy so they can soak up as much water and oxygen and nutrients as absolutely possible. And if I had left that soil in there, those plants would not do nearly, not even close to what they're going to do with all that fresh, beautiful soil. And then of course, having the biotone in there. Again, if it needs it, I can give it a shot of the liquid fertilizer, give it a little shot in the arm to get some energy going as we go through the winter. But I would encourage you, wherever you are, right? Get out in your garden. I don't think anybody's covered in snow yet unless you live at the tippy top of the Rockies. So everybody should still be able to get out into their garden. Maybe you are going to glisten a little bit like I am right now, or maybe you're going to be bundled up in sweatshirts and gloves and maybe a light coat. That just sounds glorious right now. So whatever it is, get out in your garden. Just go piddle, right? As I always say here, especially lately with the way the world's going crazy, put your phone down, leave it in the house, go outside, put your hands in the dirt, put your toes in the grass, and just breathe in some fresh air, spend some time in your garden, giving it a little love. As we progress, I will begin putting my garden to bed for the fall and winter. But right now we're still cranking on the temperatures here, even though I think we are supposed to go down. I think hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm sure this is probably like the third false fall we're going to go into. But anyway, I digress. Hope you have found this fun, informative, and inspirational. If you have, like and subscribe. We would appreciate it. Now we don't miss those 5 videos that we do each and every week. Y'all have an amazing day. We will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.